in there right so you can see. Okay. Okay, so these are the coasters we're making. And on this one, I did not do the edges because I wanted to show you a variety of different ways you could do things. I think I will finish off these edges though. But to get started, what I used, I have some papers that are black and white, and they can be colored. Like I said, you can use watercolors, you can just foil them. So there's a lot you can do with them. I have them in florals and geometrics. Lisa will put the link in here for my shop, so if you're interested in these at all. And I also have a pack of toner sheets. So I'm going to show you why that's important in just a minute. Move these out of the way. Here are some of the beautiful foiled papers I did. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to foil. If you have not ever foiled, it is something you are going to want to try because it's so easy and the results are fabulous. So I'm going to put my laminator here. I've had it heating up. And I have a Royal Sovereign. You can use any laminator. I know at some of the big box stores they have them for like 20 bucks. So they're not that expensive. And for this one I have to have it on hot. This is a hot and cold laminator. I have it on hot, and I always start it about 20 minutes before I start using it, just to be sure. Now, these are some of the newest Deco foils that are available, and they are stunning because what they do is you see different colors in there, and I think that is so fabulous. So I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock out of here. And these papers are, I forgot to have one out. So these papers are 6 by 6. And they come in, this is the floral pack. So there's 6 different florals in here. And today I'm going to stick with the one that I used for the coasters so that I can make a complete set. I haven't made a complete set yet. And to foil, I'm going to use a different color than what I used in the sample. And the foils come in a tube. There are 5 foils in here, and they're 6 inches by 12 inches. So with one piece of foil, you are able to do 2 sheets of paper. But with the toner paper, you are able to do a reverse, so you really get 4 from one. Now I'm going to cut this in half. As close to half as I can. Sometimes it's easier to hold it on one side and just cut that. Now when you're foiling, you put the shiny, beautiful side up. And I'm going to use a piece of copy paper. You can use a piece of parchment paper. You want something to be your carrier sheet when you're going through your laminator. And you just stick it in there and let it go. It takes about, I don't know, 15 seconds or so. But the foil, yes, Beverly, the foil is so beautiful. I'm going to also take one of these toner sheets out of the toner package. And this is 6x6, 24 sheets of toner paper. Now when I foil, I like to run it through twice. I don't think you have to. I just seem to get better results when I do. And there have been times where when I've foiled, I think you can see on this one, where there's a little line there where it crinkled. So it happens sometimes, but they still turn out beautiful. And I'm going to see if there's any questions in here yet. I know Lisa's putting the links in here. And just want to check. Hi, Joanne. I think you're new to it. Yeah, first time catching us live. Thanks for coming. Okay, I'm not seeing any real questions yet, so I'm going to run this through a second time. And how many of you guys have tried foiling? Just put it in the comments and we can see who's tried this, because it is such a fun technique. I know it's something that I love to do. And what's going to happen is, from that one piece of foil, we'll get 2 foiled papers. Now remember to like, share, and comment with the hashtag Bella Crafts to be entered in for this week's giveaway. And you will be entered. We announce the winners next week, and Plaid is giving away, here, let me show you. The reveal is what is the most beautiful. Isn't that stunning? I had not tried this color yet with the pink. I just love it. Now what I like to do, I don't know that's necessary, but I feel better doing it this way. I will always take that piece of foil and run it through the laminator all by itself. It kind of flattens it out a little, and I get a better impression on the toner sheet. But isn't that stunning? And look at the different angles, the different lights. You can see all different beautiful colors. This one is going to be beautiful. Also, I was saying, when you like, share, and comment with the hashtag Bella Crafts, you'll be entered automatically in for the drawing next week. And Plaid is giving away 2 $50 goodie boxes filled with craft supplies. Rebecca, I know, isn't it gorgeous? Joanne, I know, it's just so beautiful. But I want to show you what happens if you use the toner paper. Now, this won't stick to copy paper or your carrier sheet. I see a little tiny piece of white there. And you want to take this and place it on your toner paper. And then we're going to run this through. And I'm going to run this one through twice also. It's not that it's something you have to do, like I said. I just get better results with it this way. But these new foils they have are so stunning. And I think Deco Foil has, I don't know, must be over 40 different colors of foil right now. It's a lot. So these coasters, they're quick and easy to make. You could go ahead and foil up your papers in advance. And I'm getting impatient. I'm trying to grab it. You can foil up your papers in advance and have them all set to go. I always have a nice pile. And here, I'll show you some of the different ones. Like this is one of the geometrics from the geometric pack. This is on the white, and then this is on the toner paper. And it just gives such beautiful results. And this one is with a rainbow. So you could do endless possibilities with these coasters. Now this one is the leafy greens. And then there it is with the toner paper. That's almost ready. And then here's with the shattered glass in gold. And then on the toner paper. The results are always so beautiful. I'm going to move my laminator out of the way and show you this reveal. I think the reveal is always my favorite part. So you just have to find the edge. And isn't that just stunning? And it uses up all of that foil that's on here, so there's no waste, which is a good thing. But ooh, I love that color. So there's the two different ones. I'm going to show you what I'm using to make the coasters. Joanne. I just wanted to show you how to foil first because that's what we're putting on the coasters. So you have your foiled paper ready. I already have, I made extra of this. And for the coasters, there are so many different things you can use. Plaid has some wooden coasters that we're using. But if you can't find these, there are also, like at the dollar store, I found these at the dollar store, and they come in a package of 4, but they already have the cork on the back, and you can just decoupage over it with whatever you want. And then there are like ceramic coasters you can find. So just look and see what you can find. Today I'm using the wooden ones. And Plaid has all sorts of paints. So I painted the base of some of the coasters. So I did black. I did white. And then Plaid has this awesome color shift paint that I thought went really well with the foil. And see that? I mean, it changes color depending upon how you're looking at it. So I thought that would be fun too. So for the coasters that I did make, the first one I did, I covered the entire coaster base. And these are just shy of 4 inches. So with 1 sheet of cardstock, you get 1 coaster. So then I thought, if I cut it into 3 inches, I would be able to get 4 coasters from 1 sheet of paper. And that kind of gives you an inlay look, which is wonderful also. So this is on the black, and then this is on the color shift. So you know, just depending upon the look you want, if you want that full coverage, which I really like a lot. And the black really emphasizes the paper, so it kind of looks like an inlaid tile. So that's really cool too. And then the color shift just kind of brings it all together. Now on the back of these coasters, I would put, they're wood and they'd be fine, but I would still cut a piece of felt or add some little felt dots at the bottom, just so you wouldn't scratch any of your furniture. So I have these three already prepped, and then here's a plain one. So this one's just wood. So you have lots of choices for what you want to do, if you want to paint them or to go with just the wood. If you're going with just the wood, you would cover the entire thing. But again, if you go with that and you're using 6x6 paper, you're going to get one coaster out of that, but then you would have extra pieces to use for other projects. And then if you wanted to go with the 3x3, you're going to get all 4 coasters from one sheet of paper. So you just have to think about what you want. So here's the white. And of course with the white, if I was going to do the full thing, I would do it this way, and I would paint the edges. But here it is with the 3x3, which I think that is pretty cool too. So the hardest part about this is centering that to get that exactly where you want it. But I kind of like it with the black too. So there's lots of things you could do. Yes, Rebecca, you could do a monogram in here, and that would be beautiful too. And then there it is with the color shift. So with the white, I think I like the white with the color shift better than I like the black with the color shift. I think the white pops a little bit more. And then I don't like the toner one on the white, but I love it on the black. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to Mod Podge these. I'm going to put down a craft sheet so I don't get anything anywhere. And I'll leave these up here so you can see them. I'm going to do the black with the 3-inch. And Mod Podge comes in a variety of formulas. Like this is a pearl, there's a matte, there's a glossy. They even have a spray Mod Podge, which works fabulous. But today I'm going to use the gloss. And with the gloss, it just kind of gives the paint a little bit of sheen also. And Mod Podge also comes with, you can get these cute little Mod Podge brushes. I know Lisa had a different set during her live. This is the one I use. And it has a nice size brush. And I'm just going to pour some of the Mod Podge onto my coaster. I'll move these up a little bit, make sure I'm in camera view. And then I'm going to take, because this is cardstock and this is heavier, I want to apply some of the Mod Podge to the back. You don't have to do it if you're using a lightweight paper, but when it's a heavy cardstock, I like to do that. And then just spread your Mod Podge out. If you have too much, I just put it back into the container. So you do a nice even coat and cover the entire thing. I would even cover on my second coat, I would cover the edges. Okay. This already has the Mod Podge on here. And like I said, the hardest part is making sure you get this pretty well centered. You could actually use a ruler and make lines, and I eyeball things all the time. And I'm fine with those results. But to have it perfect, if you really want it to be exact, you could just take and measure it. So I think for me, that's good. They also have a little brayer that you can use to help adhere it down. See how easy that is? Now, because I'm just going to, this is my last layer, I'm just going to, even though it's not totally dry, you want to make sure your paint is dry. You want to paint this an hour or so before you're actually going to Mod Podge, because you don't want the paint to lift up. You want that to be totally cured. But you can do your second layer of Mod Podge right away, and I would give this a third layer too to really protect it. And at this point, I would go ahead and do all of the edges. And you can see that it's white, but it dries clear. Hi Gina, thanks for coming. So you can go in both directions with your brush strokes. The brush strokes don't really show. But that's how easy it is to do that. So I'm gonna set this one, I'm gonna scoot these over. I'm gonna set this one right up here, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you on the white, or on the unfinished one. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this white one on here real quick, just so you can see. I mean, once you have your paper foiled, you can go ahead and do a whole set of these so super quick. But like I said, you want to make sure that you apply your Mod Podge to the back, because it's a cardstock and it's heavier than paper. I have a little tiny piece there that's hardened. So you just put that on, and the Mod Podge is already on the back. And then you would put this down and make sure you have it so it's covering the entire thing. The hardest part of this one is measuring it exact for the size coaster you're using, because these ones are just shy of 4 inches, I found. And then I use the brayer. I don't use the squeegee on this. I use the squeegee a lot, but not on the foil, because I don't want to damage it in any way. And I was thrilled to see that once I put the Mod Podge on top of the foil, it still shined through. It was still that beautiful paper it started out as. So I don't have to do the edges of this one because I don't have them painted yet, but I'll go ahead and paint those edges white. And then when I do my third coat of Mod Podge, then I would go ahead and do the edges too. And I would put my brush in water right away so it stays nice. So you want to make sure you keep your brushes nice, not not leave it in water, but I would go and wash it out right away. Beverly. Isn't it cool to make them with the toner sheets? Because the foiling is like so much fun. And I love Mod Podge, so I thought I'd put these two together to see what I could come up with. And I think this is so stunning. This one's still wet, this one's still wet, but this one is dry. So like I said, I would paint the edges of this one black. And then on the back, I would put some little felt dots or cover the whole thing with felt just so that it wouldn't scratch anything. It would just protect your surface. But these turned out so beautiful, and they're so quick and easy to do. You could make these, they're perfect for gifts, and they're just beautiful. So I'm going to see if you guys have any questions. Okay, washing the, okay, here, let me grab something, Dorothy. In my studio, I always have baby wipes. So I always try to get this out right away. But when I wash brushes, if I have a little thing of water or if I do it in the sink, I run the water and then I take my brush and I smush it down into the bottom of the jar or the sink to get all of that excess out of there. And I will wash this for a good minute and make sure that I have all of that excess out of there. And then I always take my brushes and I'll have this is one of the cloths that I just have in my room that I use all the time for wiping up. But I will do all of my brushes and then I will lay them flat. I'll make sure that the bristles are nice. I'll lay them flat on a towel or some paper towels and let them dry. I might come and turn them after a half hour so that they dry evenly and the brushes are done. But that way it always keeps my bristles nice. And don't ever leave, even though it's so tempting, leave your brushes in a thing of water. Like if you have your brushes sitting in a jar of water, thinking you'll come back and clean them later, it might be okay. But lots of times, while it won't hurt the brush part, it can ruin the wood part, or the little metal part will come unattached because it's sitting in water. So always wash them, and like I said, I'll pounce them a lot until I don't see any more paint, or in this case Mod Podge coming out, because Mod Podge is like a glue. So you want to make sure you get it all out of there. This one isn't clean. I still have to go and clean it in my sink. But then I would leave it flat to dry. That's always what's best. I use warm water, Dorothy. I'm not sure if it totally matters, but I do. I use a warm water when I'm rinsing them. My dad was a painter when I was growing up, and he always cleaned his brushes. He never let them sit out. So that's why I kind of take after that. I'm going to see if there's any more questions. Gina, I would love to see something you've done with my papers. Just put it in our group. Do you love to craft? Because I'm excited to see everything you're creating with my papers. So, cutting diagonal strips with leftover and place on the coaster. Yes, Beverly, that would be an awesome idea. I have, these are too big, but yeah, you could cut strips, you could die cut, like somebody put in there, you could die cut a letter and personalize them. So there's all sorts of things. And I save all of my little tiny strips. Even like these silly little, this is like, I don't know, it's like 1/8 of an inch. But this would work perfect on a card, you know, so I try not to waste anything. I save all my little bits and pieces in a little tiny container that I have. But yeah, cutting diagonally would be a great idea, Beverly. You could add a black monogram. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, Rebecca, you said about the monogram. Yes, you could totally die cut and put a black monogram on top of here. That would be just stunning. And it would be so personalized. I will go through here and answer all of your questions if I didn't catch them. But I hope you liked this project today, and make sure you like, comment, and share with the hashtag Bella Crafts to enter the giveaway for, here, I'm gonna take my phone out of my container. So there you go. So make sure you like, share, and comment with the hashtag Bella Crafts to be able to enter for the giveaway for next week. Plaid is being very generous, and they're doing two $50 giveaways. So Lisa will announce one at noon Central Time, and I'll announce the other one at 2 o'clock. So make sure you join us next week, and just make sure you join our group, and we'd love to see what you guys are doing. And also remember the Linky Party we're doing on our blog. We have that Linky Party going on every single Wednesday, so you can link up your projects, and that'll help, you know, drive traffic to your blog too. So until next week, have fun and be creative. Bye everyone.